Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm in the kitchen, and for this video I'm gonna film like a bunch of different days, and then I'm gonna like show you what I've been eating during this quarantine. So today's meal is dinner for the family, minus my brother because he's at work. So we're gonna be making Reubens, and what you need to make Reubens is corned beef. We just get the private selection from Kroger. Swiss cheese, also Kroger brand. Sauerkraut, which we got this big A jar from Kroger. And margarine. I prefer margarine instead of butter. I mean, actually I don't prefer it. That's just what we have in the house. We don't actually have any butter. And then Thousand Island dressing. Also bread. This is the bread that I'm going to be using. It's literally just like the generic store brand from Kroger. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to film what I'm doing and then I'm going to voice over it. So let's cut to that. So I'm going to start by spraying my pan with some olive oil spray and turning that on to medium-high heat. Once the pan's nice and heated up, I'm going to add the corned beef, and then I'm going to add the sauerkraut. Then I'm going to let that cook up. Make sure you flip your meat so it doesn't get too burnt like mine did. And just make sure you saute the sauerkraut so everything gets nice and cooked. Just heat it up, not too well done. And then you're going to take your bread and you're going to butter just one side of each of the pieces of bread. So I made 1.5 sandwiches here. That's why I have 3 pieces of bread out. You're just going to butter one side like you do with a grilled cheese. And then you're going to start assembling your sandwich by putting the bread with the butter side down into the pan, adding the corned beef and sauerkraut. And once that's all done, I'm just going to give a drizzle of Thousand Island dressing, adding the cheese, which I forgot to film, and then closing up your sandwich. Alright guys, so to top it off, I'm going to put some Thousand Island on the side, and then cut it in half this way. And then for my mom, I gave her Cheez-Its on the side. So I just serve it with Cheez-Its on the side. Or I served it with Cheez-Its on the side. And then it looks pretty good. Nice and steamy. Oh, this is honestly one of my favorite sandwiches. So yeah, that's how you make a Reuben at home in quarantine. Okay, so today's lunch is gonna be bacon, tomato, and lettuce with egg, so BLT with egg. And then I'm gonna use a hamburger bun. We have normal bread, but you can use whatever kind of bread you want, but I'm just gonna use a bun today. And so I'm gonna use turkey bacon because it's kind of a healthier alternative. And yeah, I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to start by spraying my pan with some olive oil spray, like our last recipe. And I'm going to turn that on to medium-high heat and let the pan heat up. And once the pan's heated up, I'm going to add 3 pieces of bacon to the pan and let that cook up. You'll kind of know when it's done. And then you're going to take your tomato and cut off the butt. It's not very good for eating. And then I'm going to cut up like 2 to 3 slices of tomato, not too thin, not too thick, to put on our sandwich. Then I'm going to take our bun and pop it into the toaster so it gets nice and crispy, not too well done though. Then I'm going to take our bacon out and put it on a paper towel so it can soak up all the grease that it was made. And then I'm going to crack my egg into the pan where the bacon grease was so you don't have to actually add any olive oil spray. Then I'm gonna salt and pepper my egg. And I also like to add a little bit of crushed red pepper for some spice and for some extra flavor. Then I'm just going to take some cheese, some shredded cheese, and put that kind of in the middle of the egg, and then flip the egg over so the cheese kind of like gets melty on the inside like it would with an omelet. To assemble, I'm going to add mayonnaise to each bun. You can skip this step if you don't like mayonnaise, but I do. And then I'm going to put the bacon and just start assembling it while my egg is frying. And then the tomato. And then take the lettuce, put the lettuce on. And then put the egg on top, close it up, and you're good to go. Alright, so here's the finished product. It's gonna be delicious. Hope you guys enjoy this at home. So today we're gonna be making French toast, and I didn't like the audio, so that's why I'm doing voiceover. I'm showing you eggs, milk, cinnamon, and some vanilla extract, or flavoring is exactly what I'm saying. And then I'm going to take 2 eggs because I'm making French toast for my brother and I. And then I'm just going to take a bowl and crack these 2 eggs into a bowl. And once those are cracked into my bowl, I'm going to take my ingredients that I showed you earlier, my milk, my vanilla, and my cinnamon, and just add that to the egg. And then I'm going to take a fork and just whisk all these ingredients together. And make sure you get like all the clumps out. Honestly, I wasn't trying to be perfect with this recipe, so I didn't do that, and it still took me quite a long time to whisk it. And you can even use a whisk, but I think a fork works just fine. So now I'm going to take my bread and I'm going to dip that into the egg wash mixture that we just mixed up, and I'm going to lay that onto the flat top that I sprayed with some olive oil spray just so nothing sticks to the pan. And I'm just going to let that cook up like maybe 5 to 6 minutes on each side, just until it's golden brown. Hey guys, I'm back with another recipe. Tortillas and cheese. Bet you can't guess what I'm gonna make. If you guess quesadilla, then you're right. This is probably the easiest, cheapest thing you can make during quarantine, for lunch, for breakfast, for dinner. Tortilla in half with cheese, and you're done. So this is pretty self-explanatory. I sped it up because it's quite boring. So you're just gonna turn your flat top on to medium-high heat, lay your tortilla down, and let that heat up a little bit. I like to cook one side and then flip it over. And then I'm gonna add my cheese just to one side because I'm gonna do like a taco style quesadilla. Just gonna add the cheese and spread it around. I like a lot of cheese, as you can see. Then I'm just gonna close it up and just let that cook. Alright guys, finished product, quesadilla, and then you can use ketchup, hot sauce, ranch, I don't know, whatever dipping sauce you like. I'll probably just eat it plain. Hot.